IV tracing is a very powerful tool for assessing the health of an array. An IV trace is a process where a load is placed on a module, string, or array in a short amount of time to create an IV curve unique to the module, string, or array. And then those actual measurements are compared to predictive measurements based on a model. IV tracing provides a visual method for diagnosing problems that aren't obvious from one or many multimeter readings. This allows the team to gather a very dense amount of information in a short amount of time. IV tracing can be done at the commissioning process as well as the O&M. It's usually done a single string at a time. Weather is an important consideration for an IV trace. The user's guide for the particular piece of equipment being used should be followed. There are two distinct steps to running an IV trace: building a model and running a test. In order to build a model of the situation in the field, the crew will collect the module specifications, array orientation and tilt, the number of modules in the string, the length of the wire runs, and the temperature and irradiance information. Running the test is in many ways specific to the brand of equipment that you're using. We will look at the process in general, but remember to follow the manufacturer's recommendations. The most important thing to remember is to isolate the combiner box you're working with from the rest of the array. If there is a disconnect on the combiner box itself, open it. If there isn't a disconnect that can isolate the combiner box, whether because there are two levels of combiner boxes or the combiner box doesn't have a built-in disconnect, the crew might have to remove fusing at the inverter, disconnect wires, or physically open all fuses in all combiner boxes in order to test a single string. Remember to implement lockout, tagout procedures when necessary. Once the combiner box is isolated from the array, open all the string fuses at the combiner box, attach the positive and negative clamps to the bus bars, and ready the IV equipment. At this point, you're ready to take a reading on a single string. Close a single fuse for the string that you want to test and take your reading. After a trace, the crew may choose to look at the results and do a field level interpretation. If they do not see any obvious problems, they will open the fuse again and move on to the next string. If they do see something, the crew might rerun the test or perform a visual assessment of the string or troubleshoot the string based on the type of problem indicated by the IV curve. In either case, the IV trace is saved, making notes of the combiner box and the string for later interpretation. When finished, ensure that all fuses, boxes, and switches are closed.